Alright, here are my fountain pens and other favorite pens so far. This is the Osmoroid I just picked up at the antique shop. If you unscrew it, you can see it here. This is the writing sample it produced up here. It's got a little bit of line variation. It does have that cool piston filler here, so you can juice it up whenever you need to. Alright. And this is the Shaffer Award. This one writes really smooth. It's cheap. It was like $10. It's a very good go-to pen. This guy it mostly looks cool. I mean, it writes pretty well. I picked that up at Staples. It's one of the few ones they have. It writes pretty well. No converter for it. I had to get some Speedball cartridges. That's this guy here. I had this one for years. I just never really used it a lot. But once I cleaned it up and put some cartridges in, it wrote pretty good here. That's the Speedball. It's the only other one that does some line variation because it's got that nice stub nib. This is the Cross Callus. I'm not sure. I picked that up at Staples. The retail is like, the suggested retail was like 50, but they were selling it for 20. And you know, I saw bad reviews on this pen for whatever reason, maybe because the metal's thin, people said, but you know, I think it writes really well. It's very smooth. So I'm not sure what the complaints are there. Here's the Pilot Metropolitan. This is the one almost everyone says you got to get as a starter fountain. It writes. These are all these are mediums up here, but you can see they still write differently. The Speedball medium, or I mean the Pilot Metropolitan medium, is almost looks like a fine compared to the other ones because it's a Japanese pen, but it's got almost the most accuracy of all of them. This is the Pilot Varsity. It's a disposable fountain pen, so if you want to pique anyone's interest, that's a pretty good one to give them. Hey, I think it wrote pretty well. Look at that. I like them all, so I'm not a very good reviewer because I just like everything. This one I mostly got because it's just beautiful. It's got that dark blue. It's got a cool name. It looks really cool uncapped. Almost looks like a knife. It's extra fine. It's my only extra fine, and it does write pretty fine. I just, probably more than any of them, I like the way this one looks, and it writes fine too. It's nice. This one seems to be almost the most cost-effective from China. All of these, I guess, Jinhaos, they're all like under $10. This one's like $6. There's like $4 ones that look just as nice. I mean, it doesn't look like a $5 pen. It looks like a $15 pen or more. And it looks really cool. It writes smooth. I don't know. I can see why China just, it's hard to compete with them. They just make stuff so cheap. And it's a nice pen. That's the Jinhao. Did I miss any of the fountains? No, that's all the fountains. Okay, the Otofude. That one's got that 1.5 millimeter giant ballpoint tip. Very fun to write with. The other one, let's see, what's this? The Uniball Air. So this one's just a plastic guy, but it writes really well. Hang on, let me do a little Uniball Air down here. Just no matter what, it just always writes wet and smooth whenever you want it to. It's probably the pen I would recommend to almost anyone. It's super cheap. You can refill it. It says not to refill it, but you can refill it. It's just a very nice pen. This one here, the Pentel Energel. It's kind of a dark blue gel I filled it with. Just a really cool looking pen, and it writes fine. And then this one looks really neat too, but you mostly get it because it does this cool ink Uniball Signa. So these are all my pretty much favorite pens right now, not including some other specialty stuff like tactical and fidget pens and all kinds of other weird markers and whatever. But these are the top pens right now. Oh, that's just another Uniball Air. So you can get the Uniball Air in blue or red as well. And fill it with anything really. So thanks for watching.